Okay, now I want to show you how to avoid getting your ads flagged or ghosted, or at least get around that. You probably aren't going to be able to 100% prevent your ads from being flagged or ghosted, but we want to prevent the majority of them. Okay, so I'm going to give you some samples in this video of what to do and what not to do so your ads don't get flagged. So really quick, let me break down what that means to get an ad flagged. So see how these ads right here are in green. That means these ads are currently active on Craigslist and showing. So if I go to Craigslist and I go to wanted, I should be able to find those ads. If I search for whatever area that I posted them in, I should be able to find them. Like I think this is one of our ads right here and it's showing up. So if it shows in my account and I go to that section and it shows up there, then bam, I know that ad is solid. It's not flagged or ghosted. Now, what will happen is if for some reason some people don't like my ad on Craigslist, or more than likely Craigslist's automated engine, it's able to crawl the ads and figure out something they didn't like about it. So in this ad, for some reason, Craigslist didn't like this ad and we got flagged. And let's take a look at this and see why maybe it could have gotten flagged. So this was in general community, and this says get cash for your iPhone or smartphone today, any condition. Let's look at what happens in the ad. This ad looks pretty basic. Cash for smartphones. I paid cash for smartphones on the bottom. Here's what could have caused it to get flagged. One, it says buy, sell, fix in North Providence. Rather than just having a city like North Providence, it says buy, sell, fix in North Providence. So there could be a possibility of it getting flagged because it's not just a city. You're putting in too much words in one spot that doesn't supposed to be. Other thing is maybe these dollar signs. I don't know. I don't know for sure if that's it, but that's a possibility. What more than likely is though is this. It says Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, and T-Mobile. Now, what that is, that could be construed as what Craigslist calls keyword spamming. So what a lot of people used to do is they throw a bunch of keywords into the ads, like iPhones, smartphones, Androids, iPads, and this big chunk of keywords just to get their ad found. So what would happen is if someone is searching for, let's say, iPhone, their ad would show up because of the keyword iPhone, even though it was really related to what that person is searching for, which would create a lesser of a user experience for Craigslist. And obviously Craigslist wants to avoid that as much as possible, so they try to flag those type of ads. Let's look at another account where I've got some more flagged ads and see what would have caused those. Now, if it's ghosted, just so you know, before I get more into the flagged part, ghosted just means it looks like it's active, but it's not showing up on Craigslist. This will happen if you've got too many identical ads. We don't really have too many problems with being ghosted because we obviously know what to do, and I'm going to teach you that in this video. But for example, let's say I took this one right here, buying and paying cash for smartphones, and it's in the wanted. And now I just copy this exact same ad, word for word, title and headline, and I just reposted it in that wanted section. And let's say I did that 2 or 3 times. Craigslist realized that I'm just being a spammer. And what they'll do is they'll just stop the ad from being shown. It won't flag. It just won't show up in Craigslist. That happens more and more as you get to 60, 70, 80 ads and things of that nature. Remember, we're trying to get to over 50 ads on Craigslist is our goal. So we want to try to post as many different types of ads as possible without them getting ghosted or flagged. All right. So let's take a look at some of these other ones. Check out. Now here's a funny one. This will actually get deleted, but we probably delete it because it got flagged. So it says flag for removal. So we're going to go to display. I buy cell phones. Oh, this one was that was an experiment we're doing. That obviously right there. We were using an auto poster service, and it has nothing to do with anything. There's not much text in it. Craigslist sees you're just trying to spam a website, so they're going to flag that very quickly. But you probably won't be posting ads that short. Just be careful, because if you just post a picture with only a tiny bit of text like that, that's a red flag for Craigslist, and they'll probably flag your ad. Let's look at some of the other reasons why these got flagged. Here's another one. Oops. If we go here, see, here's another one where it could be like keyword spamming. Try to avoid this in too many of your ads. Now, it does work fantastic. If you can get one of these ads to stick, Sprint, Verizon, AT&T, Mobile, those are great keywords to have in your ad, because when someone searches for those words, your ad's going to show up. However, it's going to cause a lot of your ads to get flagged. So be careful of having too many hot keywords, like having iPhones, iPads, Androids, smartphones, game systems, and a whole list of things in your ad like that. You can get a couple of those to stick, but not too many. Once you have 1 or 2, you're probably going to get flagged, and you might not even get to that many. So be careful with that. Let's take a look at this one and see why it got flagged. Oops, I keep clicking on the wrong button. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, here we go. That's another example of keyword spamming right there. This is a different version of keyword spamming. So here, when we wrote this ad, we did Moto Z, Moto Z2, Moto Z Play, Moto Z4. So that way, whenever somebody types in, let's say this model phone, this is kind of a secret tip to get around the competition, basically. So if your competition is only posting for iPhones in your area, you can get around the competition by posting for HTCs, LG, Motorola's, and that's one of what we're trying to accomplish with this ad. Unfortunately, it got flagged because of too many of the keywords. It probably would have stuck if we just did this. If we just did, I'm looking to pay cash for Moto Z smartphones, come in for a free quote, and left it like that. Without this, I think the ad would have stuck. So be careful of that. Let's take a look at another reason why the ad would get flagged. Here we tried to do it twice. So that another thing is be careful of posting the same ads over and over again, especially if one gets flagged. Sometimes you'll get what's called a cursed Craigslist account. So if you make too many mistakes, Craigslist does something. There's no written rule here for this, but it's just weird how it happens, where every ad you post seems to get flagged all the time, no matter what section, no matter what you say. If that tends to happen to you, if no matter what you post, you get flagged all the time, then what I recommend is just start a whole new account and post there, and usually you're pretty good to go. For some reason, you'll just get a cursed Craigslist account and none of this stuff sticks. Okay, now you want to try to build up, well, we'll talk in the next video about how to get to 50 ads, what you're doing. Right now, let's just talk about how to avoid getting flagged. Let's look at another account and see another reason why maybe I got on an account. On an ad. Look at all these stuff. Now, if you notice, we are only posting in one section for each ad: wanted, computer, small business. Now there's two wanteds here, but if you look at them, they're completely different items. See, this one says I buy used iPhones for cash. This one's we're buying cameras. So Craigslist is okay with that because you're not really spamming. It's two different services you offer. One you're offering to buy cameras, one you're offering to buy iPhones. And in their eyes, they're okay with that. So you're not going to get flagged. Here's another one, general community. So we're not really spamming because we're only posting one ad in one section and then another ad in another section. So it's not going to be overdoing it in the eyes of the Craigslist users. It won't look like we have 10 ads in one section. That would look like a spammer. So you see, Craigslist just wants to make sure the user experience is okay. So as long as you kind of go around that, like this one here, we put this game constant one. Not only was it different than phones, but it's also in a completely different section, small business ads. So try to vary up the items you have and post them in different sections. And if you're going to post in the same section, do something different. If you're posting already for iPhones, post smartwatches in that section. Do something like that. Let's take a look at another one. This one was another good account. As you can see, local news, computer services, financial service, wanted. The best sections to post in are financial, wanted, and local community news. Those are the best ones that you can post in. Financial services, wanted, and local community news. Another one, so we haven't gotten a lot of our ads flagged, fortunately. Let me just see if some of these accounts I don't use, they're dead. Here's one that got flagged. I pay cash for LG smartphones. Let's see why this one got flagged. I think I know why. Okay, they're perfect example of keyword spamming right there. Boom. Way too many models, and that's screaming to be flagged. Now, it's worth a shot on those though, because if you can get them to stick, these ads work great and they get you a lot of calls. And you'll get some really good items and destroy the competition that way. But it's a probably 75% shot of getting flagged when you do that stuff like that. Okay, and one other thing is, I don't know if I can find an example of it, but if you, again, that other one where I just showed just a picture and a tiny bit of text, usually those ads will get flagged as well. Also, if you have like barely any text, even if it's no picture, like if you just let's say forget about this whole section, you just had this title and one line and a phone number, that's probably going to get flagged too, because it's not enough information really to be an ad. Craigslist looks at it like you're trying to just kind of like sneak something by them or spamming, because nothing really can be advertised in just one line. So that could also cause your ads to get flagged as well. Let me just see if I can find a couple more examples. Let's try this one. Okay, this was a screen repair ad. This is probably just we tried to post too much. Yeah, there's just way too many keywords in that one. Prices all over. That's just filled with information. So that's a really good chance of being flagged. Also, grammar is important. Make sure your ad doesn't look thuggish or anything like that. Never put like all caps in the title. All caps just looks absolutely terrible. And in the body of your ad, like this one we got to stick, surprisingly, and we get a good amount of calls from these. In the body of your ads, make sure you're speaking intelligently. You sound like someone that is a mature professional business person. you know, very easy process, cash paid on the spot, fast and friendly service. You don't want something like, I buy phones, hit me up, yo, or something like that. You know, like I've seen ads like that. Hit me up at this number. You're just not going to get the type of business you really want with those type of ads. So better to keep it professional, simple, nice and clean like that, easy to read. And that will help avoid getting your ads flagged. So I hope this was helpful for you. And in the next one, I'm going to show you guys how to get to 50+ Craigslist ads now.